everyone, and welcome back to another episode of That One Video Galaxy Podcast. I'm Jirard, the Completionist.
I'm Brett. Hi.
I'm Al.
Great.
Perfect.
That's the intro going forward every time.
Great.
Understood. And this is the behind-the-scenes podcast about The Office, That One Video Gamer, the decks, anything else that's around in the office we want to talk about, office gossip, like...
I got gossip.
You got gossip? What's your gossip?
We're in a new location, man.
That's gossip. Put up breaking news animation. Reporting breaking scene. We are here live at the new set. Just on the bottom scroller. So this podcast is about The Office, and this is episode 2. We made past the first episode, you guys.
We did it. We got picked up.
Big steps.
Big steps.
Big steps.
Big steps.
Excuse me, I'm just so excited.
Are you?
Yeah, man, I'm really excited by the fact that we didn't call it after 1.
It's true. We came back after roasting our audience.
That's right. Not just the whole audience, though, just a little portion of it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
But we're back.
We're back.
And we're here to talk some more, you guys.
We're here to talk more because apparently you like this, hopefully. So, words. Yes. So the thing is that each episode is going to be about the game we just played on the Completionist, as well as any other things going on around the office. So for the new format, at the time of this recording, we have not filmed the episode that just came out on Friday. So we don't know how it came out. We don't know the format and how it turned out.
Yeah,
but we have completed the game.
Sorry, guys. I think this is
You're
going
both
to be
very coffee today.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like a very...
Al, put the microphone like next in front, facing you. Yeah, talk directly into it as opposed to like on your side.
We're going to have to teach Al how to like...
I need to learn how to use a microphone properly.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
You know, you'd think it would be so easy, but...
No. You need a degree.
A degree in iconography?
That's pretty good.
We're off to a great start.
Iconography.
I like it.
All I was saying is
like
that
it.
like this is like kind of a special thing because most of the time I think we're gonna have the episode done before we talk about it.
Yes, we absolutely will.
So
in this case, we do not because
it's a little unique.
Yeah, we're right now in the thick of working on Tales of Symphonia. That episode that came out last week, so it's kind of or the week before. So we are kind of in that JRPG zone.
And how do you feel at this moment?
I'm so glad it's over. I feel like that's every episode. I'm so glad it's over, you guys.
Yeah, I've heard that cinnamon a lot. Cinnamon. I've heard that a lot though. like where
cinnamon. You
start a game and it's like, how's it going? Like, okay. You ask again like 2 days later, like, I hate this.
It's the worst. Even the games I love, like, I hate this. It's the worst.
And that's what we're in the business of.
Yes.
Turning things we love into things that we hate.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Making it happen.
It's true. It's true. So this week's game is Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. That was pretty good.
Thanks. It's what I do.
I cannot abide.
You cannot?
I cannot. Not by you guys singing was lovely.
Oh, thank you.
I just, Sonic.
You don't like Sonic Boom.
So our roles is I do everything in the office. Brett does the writing of the show, and Al's executive producer. But one of his executive roles is to play the games with me. So I'll play a game for like 30, 45 minutes, and then I need to take a break in order to make sure that we're still going. Al will kind of pick up the pace where I left off. Because if I'm really good at games, if I'm the completionist, Al is like the completionist evolved. He is way better at me than at the video games.
What does that make me?
That makes you Akuma.
Tight.
I like it.
All right.
Perfect. Akuma. That's one hell of a title, man.
Akuma. Yo, put it right there.
Change our lower thirds for this intro to show that. Akuma, right here.
Tight. Don't write the words. Just have a little sprite of Akuma right there.
And I want to see, like something special with Akuma. Like I want to see a Hadouken. I want to see Hadoukening Akuma, because in that just elevates everything to a new level. That
true.
like illustrates the power.
We're just being mean to the editor.
It's true. Sorry, Brad. We're very sorry, Brad.
Sorry, Brad.
So Sonic Boom is the first episode in which we try this new format. And again, we haven't really made that episode yet at the time we're filming this, but Al and I have been living a lot of Sonic Boom. It's been in our blood consistently for probably the past 2 or 3 weeks. And let's just go around the table. First impressions of the game, how we felt, how the game made us feel. We'll start with Al, because I feel like Al's waiting to
Rip it open?
Yeah, he's like ready to open a shaken soda can.
Well, it's important to just know that I don't have as restrained and as level head as you, Jirard, when it comes to these games.
No.
I know, I'm slightly emotional with all of them. I say, burn it!
Yeah, you would burn every game.
You'd burn every game.
I'd burn every game.
Yeah.
I just get what I need out of it and just light it on fire.
Yeah.
Sonic Boom. No.
That's just no?
No,
Well
just
put,
no.
Jirard. Just kidding. Al, continue.
No, I think I'm pretty good right there. No.
No.
And
Really?
no.
That's all you have to say
Your
about
one
it?
response is no?
My one-word response is no. I mean, I'm sure that we'll get into many more subjects of why this is a no.
Yeah.
But
That's your first word on the table is no.
no.
Yeah. I'm gonna say my first words then in that case. My first word is I'm very sorry to the developers of Sonic Boom.
Big red button.
I'm so sorry for you and whatever was going on at your company when you made this game. And I don't even mean from like a what were you thinking or why is this bad? I mean, I can only imagine the amount of pressure and struggles all of you had when making this game. My heart bleeds for you because there's a lot of interesting things in Sonic Boom. Everything execution-wise just falls apart. And, I watched the Sonic Boom animation on Cartoon Network. Like, that show's incredible.
Really?
I like it a lot. It's
Really?
great. The writing's funny. The execution's good.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Really?
so. Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Have you watched it?
No.
It's pretty solid. If you had to watch the cartoon, you would be very intrigued by the idea of making a game inspired by this because these are companion pieces, right? You had the Sonic Boom and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. They were kind of supposed to kind of go in together.
Right.
The issue with that, though, is that the game, and we'll get to it in a second, but the game doesn't act like a precursor to the cartoon, and they don't have any kind of correlation except that it's in the same universe. At least that's in my interpretation.
What
I'm
more
sure
did you want? Did you want like the plot of the game to continue into the show?
Well, no, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric assumes that you've had previous interactions with these characters of Sonic before.
It does?
It does.
We got to talk about that because I disagree.
You disagree?
Absolutely.
You think it just out the gate? It's just like, bam, it all makes sense.
That's exactly
I'm
what
Sonic,
the game does.
I'm Tails.
That's exactly what the game does. The game assumes that you have no prior knowledge of Sonic and Friends because they don't want you to.
Okay.
It's very clear, in my opinion, that like they're trying to build something brand new, and they cherry picked the things that they want from old Sonic.
Sure.
And to build their new Frankenstein monster.
Yeah.
And anyone that's like, yo, what about the old stuff? They're like, this is Sonic Boom. You know what I mean? Brand new. At least from the way that I saw it,
Yeah.
See, now I'm more curious about this cartoon after, seeing what is Sonic Boom to what, like, your original, like, thought process going into this was, like, coming off of the cartoon. Because you said you watched the cartoon first, right?
I watched it first because I never got around to playing the game. When this game came out, I love all my friends on YouTube, and I always support them. But a lot of them were going straight to picking this game apart because it's SEO relevant, meaning everyone's searching search engine optimization. That is the word we use, SEO, in order to say if a game is going to be trendable or searchable through YouTube's algorithms. And so Sonic Boom was at the very top of. It didn't come out last year, but the year before, 2014, I believe, or 20.
I think it was late 2014.
Late 2014,
yeah,
late 2014,
maybe.
And so the cartoon kind of came out, I think, before or after. I'm not really sure, but I started watching the cartoon, like, because I never played the game. I just went straight into watching the cartoon, and I was really blown away by the cartoon. It had a lot of great moments, a lot of great pacing. It wasn't too pandering to previous Sonic fans.
Right.
It really felt like everything was original
Right.
and fun, and I didn't get that same vibe from Sonic Boom.
You felt it was pandering.
I felt it was kind of pandering, yeah.
Wow.
I felt that the team who made the game, I don't know. I didn't, at the time of this, we haven't really done the research on Sonic Boom because we haven't made the episode yet, but I think, I don't think the people who wrote the game wrote the scripts that are in the cartoon show.
That's interesting. I would like to know that answer as well.
Yeah, I kind of want to look it up right now just to have the discussion because I think that's important, right? You have this cartoon that is wonderful and well executed, and just I can't talk about how much I like it a lot, but then you get to the game and it's the same actors, the same pretty much everything, the aesthetics and everything, but cutscenes don't work right. There's black frames every other frame, and the voice acting is the only thing that saves this game. And even at that, it doesn't feel natural because it's not what the characters really bring to the table. Like the cartoon is way more kind of like gimmicky and like womp womp. A lot
It's
of
a children's show.
right,
Yeah, it's
right.
fine.
But we didn't really play a children's game. I feel it wasn't a children's game. It felt like it was a teenager.
Well,
I've said enough. Why don't you? What are your first words? Because I don't want to interrupt you.
Well, I'm wary because I'm wary to spend an hour ripping into Sonic Boom, because then we'll just spoil all the humor that we put into the script
Right.
for the show.
Right. Well, at this
For
point,
people-
well, remember this is after the fact. So if they watched the video,
It's true, but even if they've watched the video, it's we've heard this. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I'm just wary. But what I will say is that what I think we agreed on was that it was a dumb game, and by dumb, it's not this is a dumb game. It's dumb as in this was not attempting to make people think.
yes.
Now, for children or not, no big deal. But to me, it seemed like a game for entry level players, little people. You know
Sure.
What I mean?
Well, that's the thing. That's the clientele for Sega in the past few years. Is Sonic games are played by kids.
Yeah,
They
young,
always
young
have
dudes.
been. Yeah.
Yeah, and that seemed clear to me.
Pretty on the point. I mean, it was, a game with literally no consequence throughout the
Right.
entire time. I mean,
Yeah. There are no consequences in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. There's nothing
The
sets you
consequence
back.
is you wasting your time, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And let's not even begin to describe the extreme mode situation that we had to encounter, which is, we'll talk about it towards the end of this podcast today. But
That's an interesting concept to me, by the way, of the video games, because our generation grew up with video games with lots of stakes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Especially going back to stuff like this, excuse me, you put up a quarter, that's real life monies. You know what I mean? Every shot is real life monies. And when you ran out, and you couldn't play anymore. That's high stakes, as opposed to games like Sonic Boom where you die.
you die in the middle of a boss fight, and you come back. It doesn't reset.
Right.
You come back as if you just. Why even cut to black? Why even give yourself rings?
Right.
You just get right back up. Rings are unimportant in Sonic Boom.
Basically. And it brings up interesting questions of where do you put the risk-reward ratio in your video games? Personally, you two, where do you like it to fall? Because you know me, I love hard, challenging games like Dark Souls. Dark Souls has a lot of beautiful, subtle risk-reward. The whole system of you build up your souls, you collect them. Mm-hmm. It's yo, check it out. You could buy one upgrade or weapon or thing by killing a few people, getting some souls. But look, if you save them, you can get something really cool. Fair enough. That's that. But the risk you run is that if you're saving these souls and you die, you lose them. They're on the floor now. And then you have to go back and claim them. And if you die on the way to go claim them, they're gone forever, which is huge risk, but pretty nice reward too if you collect all those souls.
It rewards you based on your ability to perform well and predict when combat is happening and how to parry and dodge and attack, versus something like in Sonic Boom,
Yeah.
where if you just get hit, you lose your rings, you get hit again, you die, and you come back with those same rings that you had before, or more rings from before. In fact, dying is a good way of continuing your gameplay, and then you're back at it.
Yeah.
And I think that's it was a good and bad thing for us as completionists, right? Because we could hone in our ability to kind of exploit the game a little bit. But it felt very soulless.
Yeah.
And it felt very... And I say soulless not in like a no one tried. It felt like nothing mattered. And that was the problem.
That was a game that was clearly built by... Like, when I imagine the makers of that game, I imagine people sitting around a giant boardroom, sitting in, like, padded chairs, smoking cigars with graphs and PowerPoint presentations everywhere, and, like, a teleconferenced-in, like, thing. Like, it was a game built by a committee of old people who don't know shit. You know what I mean?
You're talking about giant red button games?
I'm not talking about Big Red Button. I'm talking about everybody behind the brainchild of this game. Like, people at Sega involved too. Obviously, this didn't happen.
Right.
But like, what I picture, like, I watched you guys play that game. I checked it out, and like, it was clear that it seemed like they took something and rebranded it and packaged it to be more appealing to as big an audience as possible in the West. Mm-hmm. It probably had a good effect on some people. But on people like us, we looked at it and we're like, this isn't for us, and they probably knew that as well. But it just came across as gross because, like, don't you guys feel gross when you know you're being blatantly advertised to? No? It's okay if the answer is no.
No.
No, you don't?
No, go ahead,
yeah,
expand.
talk to me about it.
It's like, sometimes I feel like, it's just go for it. I mean, if it's something that you're, like, Sonic is such a big name that, you're willing to give it the benefit of the doubt no matter what. So, I don't even know if I'm understanding the question, to be honest.
My question was, do you feel gross when you feel blatantly advertised to? Like, when you know that a company is fabricating things and making stuff up to sell you something, don't you feel like, ugh?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I misunderstood it at first. I don't like feeling, had, if you would.
Or trying to be had.
Or trying to be had. Because it's true, like, I remember there are things about the game that I could tell that they had a couple of pretty good ideas on it.
Right.
But when, like, the fundamentals of a game are off, like, in what world do you live where you have a character in a game, you can't move because you're doing an action, and you have no invincibility frames after you get hit.
Yeah.
The lack of invincibility frames, the black frames appearing in every cutscene, in every shot change or sequence, the fact that the animations themselves look like garbage, and yet the animations from the cartoon show looks incredible. If it was me, I would have said, can the outsource the cutscenes to be done by the studio who is making the cartoon? It just goes hand in hand, especially when the name of the cartoon is Sonic Boom and the name of the video game is Sonic Boom. And it's the exact same characters, exact same character models, exact same voice actors across the board.
Not everybody, like, those are two different studios. You're right. So
it's... Sorry, I don't mean to sound angry. I'm definitely not angry.
You sure?
Yeah,
not mad?
I'm not mad. It's
Sonic Boom comes back to get everyone.
Well, there's a great video, and this will be in the description of this podcast link, and and below in YouTube for you watching at home on YouTube. There's a great video done by my good friend Javed. Javed is a YouTuber who channel's called Good Blood, and GoodBloodGames, I believe. And he does really well thought out analytical videos. And he did a great piece. It's one of his first videos ever. And I saw it, and it reminded me of Satchel, but in a brand new way. And it was called, I don't remember the name of the video. Basically, it's picking out what was wrong with Sonic. And his video went viral. It got 250,000 views, and it hit all the major websites. And everyone who, the vocal majority said that his video sucked, and he was dumb for his ideas. But when you look at the core of his video and the people who watched it, you can tell he had so many things right, and he was so precise. And the biggest thing that he had to say was that he had a chart showing all of the most popular Mario games and all the most popular Sonic games. And like the last popular Sonic game was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That sold the most out of any of them. And that one was not bundled with a Genesis. That one was like sold separately as two different games that you could pack on each other. And that was the last numbers-based Sonic that was successful. And
Really?
In terms of crushing successes for Sega.
I see.
There was the highest-selling Sonic game in history.
Okay.
Versus everything else kind of like having peaks and valleys.
I got
But
you.
mostly, the peak of Sonic was Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. And from there, he talks about what makes a good Sonic game or what makes a Sonic game. And he really describes in detail how Sega kind of have lost their way in what is a Sonic game, who their character is. And in the rest of the video, it's kind of him saying how he'd fix Sonic or different solutions of who he'd come up with for Sonic as a character. And he really changes it a lot and changes the design. It's very beautiful. It's a great video. You should all go check it out. But the thing that resonates with me, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, is Sega doesn't know Sonic anymore. I think Aaron Weber, the guy who runs the Sonic Twitter, is the only one at this point who probably knows how Sonic is, at least in the 20th century.
Are you talking specifically about Sonic's like personality?
Sonic? Yeah,
Dude, Sonic's a dick in this game.
yeah. I mean, he's kind of a jerk in this one. But I just mean overall the cohesive piece of what makes Sonic Sonic. Because as much as how bad Sonic Boom is, you look at the track record of what Sonic has been since Sonic Boom. We're kind of in a dark era of bad Sonic games, right? As someone who loves Sonic as a character and who's played almost every single Sonic game out there, my favorite Sonic game is Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but a very close second is Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube and the ports out there for PS3 and 360. Mostly because I get Sonic in 3D. A lot of people don't like the 3D Sonic games. I think that's the best one, in my opinion. But what you have is, after Sonic Adventure 2, you have this shift of Sonic 06. Sonic 06 comes out, and everyone is kind of like, what happened? This is a train wreck. And as someone who has completed Sonic 06, I have to say Sonic 06 is worse than Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom has complete levels. Sonic Boom has graphical issues, but those issues don't stop you from playing the game. You can play Sonic Boom and you can beat it. Whereas Sonic the Hedgehog 06, you literally run into game-breaking glitches. You run into situations where buttons don't work or you glitch through things, and that game literally is a tech demo, and yet it sold the most popular. It became a platinum hit on PS3 and 360 because it was so cheap. Or at least now it's cheap. It's like $20, I think. But I think it's worse. I think it's Sonic Boom or Sonic the Hedgehog 06 may be the worst Sonic game out there. That's a common opinion, right?
Yeah.
But then you have a lot of ups and downs. Sonic and the Secret Rings, it was an okay game, not the greatest because of the controls. Then you had Sonic Unleashed. It was better. I liked it. Sonic Colors, back to how Sonic should be in 3D. And then we saw Sonic and the Black Knight, and that was kind of going back down again. And
yeah, I mean, I get your point.
It's
Rocky, dude.
It's Rocky. It's a Rocky
Sonic
wave.
Generations was a nice oasis.
Sonic Generations was the promise. In my opinion, it felt like a good promise. It felt like it was, here is all your favorite Sonic games. Here's the best of moments in a nice, cohesive game. And we're making a good Sonic game. Good for you. I hope you enjoy it. And then Sonic Boom came out. And so, that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
sorry for going tangential on that.
That's fine.
I apologize.
That's fine. It's just still very clear, like you say, like the Sega doesn't know what Sonic wants or what Sonic is. And I'm not sure that if that's the case. I think it's that Sega never knew what Sonic was ever since the transition
to 3D.
Yeah. And that's understandable. It's not like they lost their way or they lost their values.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on
I
that.
think it's just like they tried some new stuff out when they moved into 3D. It didn't work, so they tried some other stuff. Wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over and over again.
I thought Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 worked. I liked them.
But see, you're thinking like a player. Like, you have to understand that I'm like, once again, go back to this image of a bunch of people sitting around a boardroom, and all they see are line graphs and PowerPoints, and go, this didn't make the money we thought it would. What can we try different? That's all it comes down to is money. And I know I'm kind of like being really cynical here, but that, in my opinion, that's how The highest up people, that's how they communicate with the lowest people, which are us, the consumers. The way we communicate with them is money. Money, 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 money. And it's gotten a lot better in recent years with social media. We could tweet at companies and be like, there was a hair in my cheese enchilada, and then they'll get back to you and be like, we got you, dog, and maybe send you something. That wasn't them, though. That wasn't the higher ups. That is a middleman who was hired to do that.
That's an intern working at a company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My point is this. There's a big gulf between the communication between us and the highest ups about Sonic. And no matter how much we try and make fun of it on the internet and explain stuff with heartfelt videos, there's going to be the people who are really in charge. It's hard for them to hear us. And it's hard for us to hear them too. The way we hear them is the games. But it's not even like they made the games. They make decisions about them, and they put their stuff into it, but ultimately that stuff is made by people right below them. So as far as like, did they forget who Sonic was? Like, no, I don't think so. I just think that those really high up people never really knew. I think Sonic was a happy accident, the classic Sonic. And I love Sonic 3 Knuckles just as much as everybody else. But trying to emulate that at this point obviously isn't working because they tried. You know what I mean? That being said, I'm ready to spin the wheel again. Like, I'm ready to play roulette on Sonic. I don't know about the two of you. Because Sonic Mania, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Sonic Mania, and then the new Project Sonic 2017.
Right. I will spin the roulette wheel again. I'll give it a try. I don't know about you.
You want to go first, Al, or?
I'm definitely down to, give it a try. It's Sonic, so there's always going to be something about it, I guess just nostalgia, something that's
exactly
gonna,
what it is.
Make me want to hope that it's going to be better. And I'm really just waiting for the one time that they do it and they do it right. And I'm just like, yes.
Yeah. Do you think this is it, though? Do you think this could be it?
I have to be. It's like going to go see a movie that everyone tells you is going to be really good. It's like if you go into it with really high expectations, then it'll never meet them. So every, game, especially like with this Sonic game, with their track record that they've had so far, I have to go into this going, I got to be ready to be let down.
That's because you're a smart man. Go into it with absolutely no expectations. Don't go in with low expectations. Go in with none. And judge it unbiased and be like, okay, that's my advice at least.
Just every Sonic game, start back at ground zero. And it's crazy because for how long things have been kind of going sideways, I'm still willing to give it every chance from now until I'm done.
I know what I mean? But you have to admit that this new project shows a lot of promise considering how it looks and how aware they seem of what we want.
Well, I think also, too, regarding Sonic Mania, it's made by Sonic fans. It's the team that's behind this game is a part of the team that is responsible for porting the games to iPad, iOS, and PC and stuff. And so they're made by fans who've been remaking Sonic games for years in better quality and better format. And there's a lot of support and love behind this game. But I think you said it best. It's best that we keep our expectations low and see what happens. That's the thing. Whether I hear the game is bad, whether I hear the game is good, I try my best to going in there every time just to see what I experience. Mm-hmm. And I admit, when we first started playing Sonic Boom, I kind of was like, this isn't that bad. I had that moment of like, this isn't as bad as everyone says. And I have to agree that I still believe that way. It's not as bad as everyone says.
Right.
But there are many things that would come up and it just kind of felt gross. It felt bad. The fact that as a completionist, you have all of these checklists and things to get and things to beat, and the rewards are little to none. And maybe that's a problem with me being a completionist, but I really think that if you're going to make a big deal out of collecting these items, beating this level, getting these rings, so on and so forth, you have to give me an incentive to do these things. And if the incentive is you did it, that's a okay incentive. But what would be better is, hey, here's a thing that you are now getting. Here's
Absolutely.
a thing to project your gameplay experience a bit more.
Absolutely.
And Sonic Boom, I think because it was designed for younger audiences, I think it kind of is like seemed as a little bit of like a homework task. Like, hey, good job, kid, you got an A. As opposed to, hey, you got an A, by the way, here's some extra credit for your troubles, for your effort.
Not extra credit work, but a reward, a sticker.
Yeah, a bonus. Here's
a sticker.
Here's a completion bonus.
I see what you did. I got you, baby. I agree. Anytime a game doesn't give you something for completing all of its little crap that it clearly lays out for you, like it takes the time to like compartmentalize and put into categories
Yeah.
all this stuff that you're supposed to do and collect, and like, great, what do I get? Nothing. So I'm like, well, damn, dude.
Yeah, and it's not, it's the collecting stuff too, as I noticed from you too, it's not always just so cut and dry. Like there's times when they really make you, I mean, you have to like time things right to get certain crowns at certain places, and if not, you got to restart the whole level. So it's not like really like, all right, you got it, great, or when you don't get it, it's painful, and then you still don't get anything for it. It's like a double whammy on you.
The fact, that's where kind of, that's where the frustration comes into play. Where not only are you asking your audience of your game to complete it, but you're asking them to almost, it's almost like, imagine you're seeing a movie, and as the movie's going on, you have someone going, hey, I'm sorry, hold on, this is going to get good, I swear, hold on 1 second, hold on, it's going to get good, I swear, this is the part, look, see, wasn't that great? Like, imagine if you had the commentary the whole time. That's how that's the experience I got from Sonic Boom, where I kept feeling like there was going to be that moment of reprieve or of relief where it's like, oh, this is where the game gets fun, or
where did you have that expectation?
I didn't have that's what I felt like the game was giving me as I was playing it.
So the game kept telling you, keep playing, we're going to get better?
Kind of, or like we're sorry for the mess, but if you keep playing with us and you keep completing, don't worry, there's something there for you at the end of the end of the road, end of the rainbow. We got you. That's the vibe that I got. And that was a vibe that when I got to the end, it was like, all right, here's Lyric, and
It was all lies, man.
wow, was this a fight? I don't even know what happened. And then you get to that lovely completion aspect where you get to play on extreme mode and you collect everything and you beat every level, and then there's that one level that you can't beat because the game is bugged and they just gave up on patching it, and we never found out what that thing was.
Tight.
Not tight.
I know. Could you imagine if there was just so much more that we just couldn't get because of that one
It's
level?
like, dude, you didn't play the best part of the game.
We completed 98% of the game. That one level that we can't beat, it's on extreme mode. We beat it dozens of times. It just won't give us that star of completion for doing it, and we'll never know. It's like the game that I never completed because the game wasn't finished.
That's the world we're living in.
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's getting hard out there because
It's hard out here for a pimp.
it's cold out. It's cold in the D.
Cold in the D.
No, but in this age of like, things always being online and stuff, like we're getting to a point where there might be a time where it's like, oh man, I would love to complete that old game. It's like, oh, we can't because
The servers are offline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oof, that's gonna be rough.
One of my favorite games of all time is Super Mario Strikers Charged for the Wii.
Right. The soccer one.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite games. They turned the online off because the Wii's online capabilities was through GameSpy, and GameSpy shut down, and so the servers got shut down. So the game is not playable online, and it's a tragedy because that game is incredible. It's just a two-player experience of fun soccer-ness, but you can never have the experience unless it's local, and local's fine, but the computer's always easy, so you don't get that online competitive play that Nintendo could have had with the Wii, because they had some moments of that with the Wii, but
That's kind of the philosophy that I hear a lot of people like, yo, I don't buy digital. I always buy physical. I'm like, how come? It's like, well, if stuff ever goes down and there's no like internet anymore, then like, how can I play my games? And I'm like, I guess you got a point. And then I stop and think and go, like, if stuff really goes down and like there's no internet anymore, are you really worried about being able to play like NBA Live, dude? Like,
well, no, the I agree or disagree. The issue that this person is bringing up is how the PS4 becomes unfunctional if it's not online.
for certain games, yeah.
Well, you have, yeah. I don't even mean online plays like Destiny. I mean, we were experiencing the other week. We were playing Dishonored. The internet in the office went down, and we could not play Dishonored anymore. And it's because the PS4 needs to connect to the relay servers for authenticity to then allow the license of the PS4 user to play the game.
And that's something?
It's kind of a bummer because if you download it to your console, you should have the ability to play it offline. Now, before everyone grills me, yes, I know you can authorize the PS4 and turn that setting off and be fine with it, but it depends on how many PS4s you have. We have like 3 or 4 in the office, and we're constantly borrowing and switching around, and, that happens. But, whenever, Lizard Squad or whoever hacks PSN, we're kind of like stuck, and we're kind of waiting to play the games. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked, but I understand what you're saying.
Great. We're getting sidetracked from what? Sonic Boom?
Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric.
Are we still talking about Sonic Boom?
Rise of Lyric.
Can we get sidetracked again?
Okay. I'm down. Yeah.
Let's talk about how I had to complete the 3DS game as a companion piece.
Wow. Yeah, that was just when you thought you couldn't get enough Sonic.
So I will argue that Sonic Boom Shattered Dimensions, or Shattered Crystals, I think is what it's called.
Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered Dimensions is the Spider-Man game.
That's right.
Yeah. Special, I will give you a high five if someone at home combines both the box art of Sonic Boom Shattered Dimension or Shattered Crystals.
No, that's what it is. Sonic Boom Shattered Dimensions.
With Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, combine them together to make Sonic Boom.
What's the box art for Shattered Dimensions?
Dimensions. It's like the 4 Spider-Man. It's like regular Spider-Man and then like future Spider-Man.
Somebody out there do it. Like, look at the box art for Shattered Dimensions and make it with Sonic with the different Sonics. So like classic, modern, Boom, and like Sonic.
Sonic.
Yeah, do that.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
That'd be tight.
Shattered Crystals was a 3DS game that came out around the exact same time, and it got worse reviews than Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric.
Amazing.
But the game was better. It was so much better.
Way, dude.
The game was so much better.
I can't believe it.
It was so much better. It's whoever made the 3DS game. I think they're the same company that made Fire and Ice that just came out last week or 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And that got pretty decent reviews. But Shattered Crystals is not Dimensions. Mechanically is way better. It's a 2D platformer.
Right.
You can switch between all the characters. The only thing I will say that is not fun about the game is the boss fights, because every level you have to get a certain amount of rings without getting hit, or at least beat the level with like the ring count. You have to find all of the map pieces, the blueprints, so you can upgrade Sonic and your characters. You have to find all of the shattered crystal pieces that are lying around everywhere. And overall, the level designs are pretty unique. You can it's kind of like a pick your own way of going. There's usually like multiple bridging paths that aren't too linear, and it's pretty fun. There's just a lot of repetitiveness to it, unfortunately, and I think that's where the monotony in the game kind of came into play.
Sure. But
I think what solidified me in really hating both games was when you completed Shattered
Web of Shadows, thank you. Yeah. Sonic Boom Web of Shadows. When you completed Sonic Boom Web of Shadows for the 2DS, you got this cutscene. I shot a Vine of it. Brad, show this Vine right now, and we'll play. It's just, for those of you who are listening to the audio version of this, it's just me filming my 3DS, and it's saying that feeling when you complete Sonic Boom, Shattered Dimensions,
Eric Shattered. I keep fucking it up. Web of Shadows. Sonic Boom Web of Shadows. And it's just all of them robot dancing. It's just them doing the robot, and it's the party scene, and they're just roboting, and that's we did it.
That's what happened.
I completed the game to see all the most memorable characters of Sonic Team doing the robot.
That's what they've become, robots.
That's what it was hard. But anyways, in completing this game, there are certain unlockables and extras you can get in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric if you do certain things. So in order for us to get 100% game save completion on Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, or at least to the best of our ability, we had to complete Sonic Boom 3 starring Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst.
That scene where where Knuckles confronts Knack the Weasel in the alley talking about, we're going to get Sonic. And they kidnap Amy Rose and put her in Robotnik's egg chair, and they suspend it above that high-rise.
Yeah.
That stuff is tight. And then at the last
Now
second...
choose!
Yeah, at the last second, Tails comes in and helps him and stuff. Even though Tails and Sonic have been in out since the last movie.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
We can save Sonic, you guys.
We have it.
We can
get Sam Raimi on the case.
We can save Sonic and Spider-Man at this point.
Dude, who was here? Somebody was laughing. Was it you, Al, when we were making fun of Spider-Man and Sam Raimi? When we were like, I'm Spider-Man no more.
I think it was me. I think
we were dying because of, like, you know, how maudlin that scene was, and it's only the second movie. Like,
I'm Spider-Man
no
more.
And it's like, dude, you've been at it for 2 hours. You did the first movie. The first movie ends with, sorry, MJ, I can't date you. I'm Spider-Man. Like 30 minutes into the new movie, like, I'm Spider-Man no more. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I remember sitting in the theater as like I must have been 17 at that point, something like that.
Yeah.
I remember sitting at the theater being like, I don't believe a word of this. Like, it's just disingenuous to have a scene in your second film of your franchise where the main character throws away his superhero costume. Like, none of this, nope. And it wasn't even like the main conflict of the film. The main conflict of the film was a guy running around with octopus arms. And in the middle of it, you have a subplot where your main character, like, basically loses confidence. And then he gets it back like, no, actually, I'm fine.
Oops.
Yeah. And, like, I think if they had put something like that in the third movie, it'd have been like, that makes sense. Like, he's been at it for a long time. He has nothing to show for it. But to, like, open your second movie with, like, I'm tired. Like... Sorry, I don't mean to rip on Spider-Man 2.
Tired of being a hero.
Spider-Man no more. Go watch those movies, you guys. They're not great, but they're fun.
I'll never be able to watch it the same.
You know. Sorry, we're on this topic. It's a great topic. The best part, and this is literally how like Alex Fossiani and my friendship started, is, and there's a gift set online. It's James Franco.
Oh yeah.
In the cafe, and the girl walks by and goes, "How's the pie?" And he just looks back at that jerk smile and goes, "So good." And Alex, for the longest time, we would just say, "So it's so good, so good, dude, so good." If you watch the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow episode of The Completionist, there is that reference. We're talking about delicious smoothies, and Alex goes, "So good."
Gross.
One of our we try and like sneak those little Easter eggs of random lines we say in the office.
You don't try, you just do it.
Yeah. Games, Dad.
Oh, don't get him started on that. That's a secret. Like, if we had memes around the office, Games Dad is the dankest.
Games Dad is the dankest meme.
Well,
and
maybe we'll explain it one day.
I don't know. I can't even explain it.
I can. I know the entire lore.
Okay, you know the whole lore of Games Dad.
Games Dad.
Games Dad.
Yo, hit Jirard up on Twitter. If Jirard gets to how many subscribers?
140,000 on Twitter.
No, how many subscribers
on YouTube? We're like 644 right now.
Okay, if we get to 700,000
by the end of this year.
Okay.
By the end of this year, we'll talk about
the
origins,
secret of Games Dad.
Yes,
it is worth it because it's really
Games Dad.
Games Dad. Oh boy. All right.
Al's like, these guys are fucking crazy.
Sorry, Al.
It's very rare that I feel the sanest.
Right. So we're still like 20 or 30 minutes out, but I feel all Sonic Boom exhausted.
We don't have to talk about Sonic Boom.
No, but so
Sonic Boom, no more.
I'm Sonic no more.
It's a shot of a pair of running shoes in the trash can. Because that's all he wears, right? It's like running shoes.
I'm Sonic Boom no more.
He's like sitting in a car with the ghost of, I don't know. Who does Sonic look up to?
I don't know.
Does Sonic look up to? That's his problem.
He has no
Sonic
father
has no
figure.
Uncle Ben. That's his problem. Sonic has no one to like have responsibility for.
Yeah, no one has any idea.
That's Sonic's whole problem, you guys. People trying to figure out how to fix him. It's because Sonic doesn't have an Uncle Ben.
Dude, you just like figured it all out.
Yeah.
Like it all makes sense now.
That's what it is, man. He has no Uncle Ben.
So right now, before just give you an update, we have our Game Wisp Discord chat, and they got to see the podcast from last week a week early because I was a nice guy. And we don't have the comments at That One Video Gamer account that we set up is up and running, but we don't have it in the time we're filming this. You guys aren't sending us questions yet, so
okay.
I'm asking them
to do a Q&A.
Yeah.
Are you asking them live for Qs?
Yes,
so
I
we can
am.
Give them A's.
Yeah.
Great. Type. We're doing it live.
We'll do it live.
In the meantime, we can still talk about Spider-Man. Because I can talk about Spider-Man all day.
Then they say that a hero can
Yo,
save us.
If you guys want to play a fun drinking game at home, watch the original Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogy.
I love that.
Every time there's a shot of a screaming woman, take a drink. You're gonna be toasted, dude. Toasty roasties.
Oh my gosh. So let's just go the extra mile. What if okay, here's a question, and everyone at home right now. If Sega came to you and said, write the script for the next Sonic movie.
What?
The next Sonic movie.
What does that even
Fine.
mean?
How about this? The next Sonic game.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Write the script.
Write the script. What is the plot?
That is the most loaded question. Because there's like only 3 Sonic games that had plots
Yeah.
worth talking about, and barely even at that.
In my game, Sonic would go really fast, and he'd do loop-de-loops, and he'd have a friend. The end.
No, like Al's not far off.
Al is saying it with a tear in his eye. He's trying to
Crying. I'm crying. I'm literally crying.
Al is not far off. And I think the premise of Generations was a lot of fun, but I don't want to go through the whole time travel aspect. But I do like the thematic. I like the theme of revisiting classic Sonic stuff. Like I'm willing to dip into that well again. So I would do like Sonic Generations 2. But instead of going back in time, it would be like Sonic has to revisit a bunch of old areas because like each of his 7 biggest enemies has each stolen a Chaos Emerald and he has to like go and beat them. So like Shadow has one, Robotnik, Knack the Weasel. You know what I mean? Like each one has one and they each they're the masters of different lands. And they each have like 4 zones under them. You know what I mean?
You're like Mega Manning Sonic.
Sure, why not?
Maybe it sounds tight. I'm in.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Maybe you don't get to choose the order you beat them. Maybe it is linear, but like the idea of it's the same thing as Sonic Generations, like revisiting old levels, but this time the premise is like, yo, we stole the Chaos Emeralds, come and get them. I don't know if he even has 7 enemies, but maybe
He could fight someone twice.
He always fights
Metal Sonic could be his own dude.
Metal Sonic.
Yeah, sure.
This is what I'd love to see. Kind of the same route. I would love to see a war-torn Sonic.
Oh my God, here we go.
This is where it's at. This is where I'm crazy, and not like the war never changes. I just mean, I always love scenarios where what if the villain wins? What if the game starts out and it's like Robotnik has finally won?
Oh my God.
And Sonic was like Sonic took a vacation or whatever, and he came back and everything was just gone. all of his friends were enslaved, or
Who's
like,
gone? Is everyone gone?
Everyone's gone.
Knuckles and Tails.
Knuckles, Tails, all of them.
Oh no.
Even
Knuckles and Tails.
Big the Cat.
Big the Cat. No.
Big the Cat, and you've also got
Wait. Save Big the Cat. Big the Cat is he's the leader of the Resistance, and like their symbol is
Froggy.
Froggy was one of the first to fall, so like he's on all their flags and stuff. Like the Resistance, like they like spray paint Froggy on like walls and stuff.
So it's just the eyes.
Froggy. Sonic comes back and he's like, "What's going on?" And that's when Big the Cat like black bags him, and Sonic wakes up tied to a chair, and they whip off the
can't be in here.
Yeah, and it's like, "You've been gone a long time.
We've missed you."
Yeah. Big the Cat's Resistance, and you know it's Big the Cat's Resistance. Like it's messed up because Big the Cat has like a missing eye and a hook hand. You know what I mean?
So Big the Cat is like is the big boss of this.
Yeah. He leads. I'm sorry to hijack, but damn, that's funny to me. Please continue.
No.
So everyone's captured. Then what?
I think everyone's captured, and I think the most important thing to me, and I don't even mind the cliche of it was a dream the whole time, as long as if the dream warrants the questioning of the hero. So if Sonic goes on this perilous quest to bring peace back to the kingdom or the land or wherever visiting place he is, and you take something away from Sonic that he cares about. Like, in my opinion, it's because it's not okay in the world of Sega and the Sonic realm.
Slap an M on it.
Yeah, I want to kill someone.
Are you killing Tails?
I want to kill Amy Rose.
Oh my god, dude!
I either want to kill her or I want to.
This is getting too real.
I want to put her in a perilous situation where Sonic needs. Because here's the thing, in my opinion, the relationship between Amy and Sonic from the beginning is kind of like, oh, Sonic, he's so dreamy, and as like the series has gone on, it's kind of been like, Sonic's my man, but like he ain't gonna get none of this, and Sonic's kind of like, Amy, yeah, I can, kind of like this, like,
what? You ain't gonna get none of this, Amy. I'm the fastest thing alive. Of course I can.
Well, no, I just mean like, kind of like a cat and mouse situation of like, they're never together, but like they're on and off, or it's just, it's very flirtatious. But like deep down inside, Sonic cares about Amy, and Amy cares about Sonic.
We're gonna talk about it. Keep going.
But you get to the element of, like there's Amy doing her thing, and then she like gets caught by Robotnik, and it's like he just is like, just ends her.
Listen. I am extremely excited that you're trying to add pathos to a Sonic story. I didn't think we were going to do this today.
Sonic. What's the title? Sonic Nuclear.
Yeah, fine. Sounds good. I didn't think we were doing this. Let's do this. Here's your problem.
Let's do it.
Here's your problem.
What's my problem?
You're trying to kill off Amy Rose?
Yeah.
Great. I'm a hack. All my stories start with major characters getting killed off.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Sure.
Sonic doesn't give a damn about Amy. He never has. So if she gets killed off, it doesn't mean anything to us. It doesn't mean anything to him. You got to take away something from him that he cares about.
But I think it's very Han Solo-ish.
Why? What did they take away from Han Solo?
Well, it's just like, this is the relationship of like, twerp, like.
But he doesn't care about her. He never has. Oh, he'd be bummed, but it's not the thing he cares about the most. He cares far more about Tails than he does about Amy. What does Sonic care about the most? Do you tell me, what does Sonic care about the most in life?
His legs.
Exactly. What if it was a game where Robotnik,
oh my god, his legs, his legs. You're gonna take Sonic.
Not literally. What if there was like a game where like at the top, Robotnik uses the Chaos Emeralds in the machine to literally suck the speed from him. So you start the game slow. You have to
okay. Now this infinitely works way better than Sonic Unleashed, who becomes a werewolf.
Okay.
Or a werehog. Because to me, they made that very like kind of God of War-ish, like I'm slow and I slap things. I'm a werewolf. But having a slow Sonic, that's fascinating. Like purposely, because here's the thing: if Sonic is slow, but his levels are fast,
oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
What do?
I don't know, and I'm not saying that's how you fix Sonic. No, no, but it would be interesting, and like
we fixed it just like Spider-Man 3 got fixed.
But what we set out to do is like tell a Sonic story,
right?
And you have to ask yourself, great, what does your main character care about? That's how stories are told. And the only thing Sonic ever cared about was going fast, ever. And so if you take that away from him, imagine the mechanics of a game where you progressively get more and more speed. And then after beating the game, New Game Plus, you get to replay the first level with all your speed and stuff.
Oh my god, that would be
shit.
so good.
Yeah, that'd be
And then
kinda
if you get all the Chaos Emeralds, you become supersonic and murder everyone.
Exactly. He murders Amy accidentally. No!
Then it becomes Sonic Retribution.
Sonic Retribution.
Retribution this
Like,
summer.
Where he walks into Robotnik's office with Amy in his hands, a la Death in the Family, and he rolls her body onto the slab in Robotnik's office and just goes, fix her.
Holy shit.
Let's do it.
You went straight for the legs, Al. I found that fascinating. Like, what's fascinating is that the two of you didn't coordinate that. And you just said, what is the most important thing to Sonic? And you said his legs.
Exactly.
And without a beat, you were like, exactly. That was that exchange alone was amazing.
That's how stories are told.
Right. Well, see, to me, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think going fast. But I think this is where, okay, so Sonic has like 30 characters in it that no one cares about.
Sure.
Where does, okay, in my opinion,
Yeah.
I think I'll give you the fact that he maybe not care about Amy too much.
Right.
I don't, but does he care about Tails?
Yes.
He cares about
A
Tails?
little bit.
You think
Not as
so?
much about as going fast, but I definitely think he cares somewhat about Tails.
I think Tails likes Sonic way more than Sonic likes Tails.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right. So, what if Sonic dies?
Tails the game.
Tails the game.
Sonic is missing.
Sonic-
JK, he's actually dead. There he is right there on the floor.
Right. Well, what if it's like Sonic and Tails? Oh, God, we'll be here for hours. This is the Sonic
Keep
podcast.
going, though. I mean, we got a little time.
Okay, so Sonic and Tails are out on vacation, or they're... To me, the surprise of the whole thing is these two characters aren't around, because if they are around, why would any of this happen?
Keep
Because
going.
Robotnik has to succeed.
Okay.
So Robotnik succeeds, destroys the planet or the world or whatever it is while these guys are gone. They come back. They have to kind of do it. And Sonic is doing his whole, like, I'm the best. And he does his job.
Yeah.
And he's got the Chaos Emeralds because he should have the emeralds from every game going forward. He has the Chaos Emeralds. He has a bout with Robotnik. And Robotnik puts on like some kind of metal suit or some kind of like antimatter.
Some kind of metal suit as opposed to the metal suits he's always worn against Sonic.
Oh, let me rephrase.
Yeah.
He wears like robotic armor, like mecha suits.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a metallic, like Quicks, like Silver Surfer-ish kind of
like
metallic,
liquid metal-y.
Yeah, like antimatter kind of
Okay,
like
sure.
propulsion
like Venom
stuff.
from Spider-Man 3.
Yes, exactly. It
All
all
right.
comes back to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. So, so you have Robotnik.
Yeah.
He reaches out,
Yeah.
and Sonic is doing his like "you're too slow" thing, and just takes the Chaos Emeralds. Not only just takes them, but like assimilates their power, and it's just like, all right, what else do you got?
Okay.
And Sonic's like, no problem, I don't need the emeralds, and he goes to attack Robotnik, and Robotnik just like grabs him by the neck, lifts him up, and just goes, snaps his
No!
neck.
Sonic, no!
Sonic, no.
No! You
Sonic,
can't just,
no.
You can't just do that to him.
Why not? Let's Zod him.
Just did him dirty.
Oh my god! Because I got a better idea.
Okay.
I love your idea. I think we can make it better.
Look, Brett, one day you're going to make a movie together.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
It's this one.
It's this one.
It's Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3, Sonic's Retribution, Dimensions.
What does Tails care about the most? What are the two things he cares about the most?
Sonic
And
his tech.
true, but I think
Doing the right thing.
exactly like
Tying his shoes.
eating his vegetables. But I think it's Sonic and like protecting people. You know, being a hero and stuff.
Yeah.
So what if you put those two things opposed to each other? What if instead of snapping his neck, Robotnik grabs Sonic and then like teleports away, and then they're like looking for, like the first act of the game is like, we got to find Sonic, and they finally do track him down, and they go inside, and like one of the first bosses you fight is not Mecha Sonic but Cyborg Sonic, and he gets up off the table and he's like all mechanized with like half his face and stuff. So the boss of the game that like follows you around when you're playing as Tails is a cyber Sonic that Robotnik has corrupted. I think that'd be tight.
Follows you around like a nemesis?
Yes.
That would be That's a scary Sonic.
So Resident Sonic?
Resident Sonic 3.
Shattered Dimensions.
All right. Great ideas, guys.
Well, but see, okay, so here's the thing, though. What does Sonic die?
Why you want to kill
I
Sonic?
won. Look. The Sonic games don't have stakes. I know they don't have stakes.
Okay, but see, we just gave it stakes because you don't have to kill somebody. You don't have to kill a main character to do this, as much as I hate to admit it. You just have to take your main character and either push them much, much closer to their goal or push them much, much further away.
Sure.
And I think we've already done that in both these scenarios. And granted, once again, we're not talking about mechanics. We're not fixing Sonic. We're just BSing around and being like, wouldn't it be tight if story-wise?
Right.
You know, the one thing that I kept thinking about during all these lovely ideas is, you know, Sonic has always been really big on, like, the song that they put with it.
Okay.
Man, that'd be... I can only imagine the type of... Gotta go slow.
Go slow.
Gotta go slow.
Sometimes you have to think for a while. Take your time.
So instead of, like, high-powered Japanese rock and roll, it's, like slow...
Plotting. Reggae.
And always put your blinker on.
Gotta...
No, but imagine a mechanic where it's kind of like a rhythm game. In that idea of Sonic losing his speed and having to earn it back. Imagine it being kind of like a rhythm game where, like, the more things you do correct, jump on enemies, that sounded bad. Take half pipes correctly, blah, blah, blah. You build your speed. You can earn it in level. So you keep going faster and faster. But then if you mess up, you lose it again. You have to get back. So the levels become kind of like Robot Unicorn. Like I don't want to say like that.
Sure.
But like where you go faster and faster based off of how many correct moves you make in a row, like a combo, if you will.
You know what I'd love to see in that, to kind of add to that? You know how Sonic has because to me, one of my favorite versions of Sonic is Sonic from Smash Bros.
Uh-huh.
He has kind of the punching and the kicking and all of his traditional spins and jump kicks and stuff. I'd love it if, like, Sonic is slow. He builds his momentum, builds like a meter of speed, and when he's slow, it's just his normal attack of like, oh, I'm jumping on an enemy and destroying it. But when he's faster and he's built momentum and he's stored his energy, when he jumps into enemy, it not like the force of his power, like, forces the enemy to like kind of like pop off the ground, like a stun. And while they're in the air, like Sonic just like punches the shit out of the character in like a super anime fashion based on like certain inputs or different moves. So not like a rhythm game where it's like, oh, he's at the right time. It's like you pop him down, he pops up, you're both in the sky, and it's like you do like core circle forward and a button, and then like Sonic just like does like a Hurricane Rana with
the
enemy and like flings them and like he hits them off the wall, and he got style points for doing it, and because he did that, it fulfills his speed meter again, and he just gets a boost and keeps going. So it's like speed, jump, special hit move, pop up, do like a finishing blow. Finishing blow is super tight, and depending on the finishing blow, changes the boost. So it's like if you do a power finishing blow, Sonic is like powerful. He's not super fast, but when he jumps to enemies, he one-hit kills them. Or if he does like a light attack, it makes him faster, so he takes off once he's destroyed it. That to me is like different ways of rewarding the character of the player for doing fun, interesting things without totally ruining gameplay. Because you can still play Sonic the traditional way, but to me, the thing that's made Sonic important to me is the ability to feel badass when you have the Chaos Emeralds. That's the one thing I love about old Sonic games is you can get every Chaos Emerald by Act 3, Stage 1 Stage 3, Act 1 in Sonic and Knuckles. And you're just like, I'm fucking badass. I can kill everyone. 50 rings, get out of my way. I'm the best. That's a fun feeling, but also ruins the game.
Right.
So by kind of rewarding the player by doing that, that's a tight mechanic.
I'd be down for that.
It'd be tight.
Cool.
Street Sonic,
So-
critical art.
There you go, guys. We fixed Sonic the Hedgehog in just an hour.
We did it, guys.
How long has it been?
It's been a while.
Since I could hold my
Head up high. So it looks like no one's responding because they're tired. So I'm not gonna.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, they're all tired. They're all sleepy boys. So we still have. We got like 10 minutes left before we wrap it up.
Great.
We talked a lot. We talked a lot today.
Talked a lot about Spider-Man.
A lot talking about Spider-Man. A lot about Sonic.
Yeah.
Dude, Sonic got some overhaul in here.
Yeah, we really had some fun with
That's
Sonic
the name
today.
of it, Sonic Overhaul.
Sonic Overhaul.
Yeah.
I like Sonic Retribution still.
That was a joke.
I'm in.
Sonic. What is it? Rise of Sonic. You always okay. Every cheesy movie nowadays has Rise of Blank in their subtitle.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Blankety blank, the rise of the blank, which basically translates to blankety blank. This movie's about this character.
Well, when you say like Rise of the Machines, it's like, okay, great. I understand that the machines are going to overthrow humanity, and that's the plot of the movie.
I did not.
I get it.
I did see, but because of the very thing that I'm talking about, where they use Rise of Blank and everything. Spoiler alert for Terminator 3. Like, I did not know it was going to end that way. So
You didn't think so?
Absolutely not.
Even though it's called Rise of the Machines?
That's the point. They cried wolf
Sure.
because they give Rise of Blank to everything.
Right.
So when the machines finally did rise, I was like, oh, snap. You know, I didn't know. And I was like, Terminator 3 is a terrible movie. This podcast is slowly becoming me ripping apart movie series. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go down that route.
You're doing fine.
I apologize.
No, we're good. So, we got a few minutes left. Let's talk about The Office. Let's talk about what's going on. Talk about our plans for the week. You know, Al and I are going to be streaming as always. We're going to start streaming on Sundays, hopefully, to do a little late night Final Fantasy X streams. If you guys like Final Fantasy X, it's one of our favorite games.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be playing it every Sunday for about 4 or 5 hours, Sunday evening. So if you have school, you don't have school, you're there, you can come hang out. You can tell us how much you like the podcast. You can tell us, you know, you like the show before it changed or whatever. Who knows?
Let us know.
Let us know. Other than that, Al and I are streaming Wednesdays and Fridays as we do, playing games together, kicking ass.
We play games well together.
Chewing bubblegum, all that fun stuff. Brett is couch fighting, super couch fighters.
We still make fighting game videos 5 days a week.
5 days a week.
Yeah, did you not know that?
It's exhausting.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of fun. But we still do it.
Yeah.
Super Couch Fighters on YouTube.
And Brett streams a fair amount too. Twitch.tv/Shaper of Stories.
Wow, how'd you know that?
What do you mean? I watch you stream. I play Street Fighter with you in streams.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do stream. Check me out. I stream usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and a little bit on the weekends too.
Yeah.
That's when you can usually check me out.
I'm trying to get more back into streaming just on a whim because I used to love streaming a lot. I think one of the big things that I kind of grew to hate about streaming was in the early days when I used to stream. If you go back and watch older videos, I'd always say, hey guys, I'm streaming right now at twitch.tv/ThatOneVideoGirard, now That One Video Gamer. And the intent of it was, you know, come watch me play the games for the show and hang out. And I realized that people just kept backseat gaming me, and it felt really, really bad because I just wanted to enjoy the game.
Right.
I'll be playing a game I haven't played before, and someone's like, "Oh, did you get that part where that character dies?" And I'm like, I had no idea. I have no reason to play this game anymore. Thank you for coming.
I hate that. I really hate that. And not even because, like, dude, spoilers, but because, like, part of the things that I like about games is being challenged and not knowing what's next.
Yeah.
Not knowing the answer. So when people go, like, yo, try this thing, and I know they're trying to help, but, like, I really, really just appreciate trying to figure stuff out for myself.
Sure. I agree. Yeah, this channel's up and running. We got three videos a week coming out here. The podcast on Mondays. We have just the kind of the whatever show on Wednesday, and on Fridays the Battle Square or something, another video. And I'm having a lot of fun making it. I hope you guys like tuning in and having these conversations with us. I'm having a blast. I hope you're having a blast. Before we sign out, guys, final words on Sonic Boom. Al.
No.
God damn it! I knew you were gonna do that. Something else, Al. What did you like about Sonic Boom?
Colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colors were good.
Okay.
No. All right. All right. The one good thing about Sonic Boom, I got nothing.
Nothing.
Damn, dude.
You didn't-
I gotta be harsh with this one, and I'll tell you why I gotta be harsh with this one. It's because I saw it and I was looking forward to it. I was actually looking forward to it. Everyone said it was bad. I was like, "There's no way it's gonna be that bad." It was pretty bad. There was a couple of scenes like, the underwater stuff that I thought was not terrible, but, no.
Great.
I am sorry I'm not more elaborate, but
No, you're doing fine.
Sometimes Boom just takes it all out of you.
Sure.
Al Galletti, everybody.
Al Galletti, my favorite hidden gem of that one video gamer that no one knows about, but you now know.
Stop it. Thank you.
Brett, final word on Sonic Boom.
It's pretty bad. But, I enjoyed seeing characters that I grew up with again. That was something.
Yeah.
They're in there. Sonic's in there.
What about Knuckles?
Yeah, and that's
I
not
really
Knuckles.
like Knuckles.
You like
You like Knuckles.
You like-
Not this Knuckles.
Okay.
I like Knuckles.
I like Knuckles.
You could call me Knuckles.
Brett, what was that bit we were doing a couple weeks ago where you just kept trying to incorporate that rap into everything you were doing?
Did I?
Yeah, you just kind of be like,
Knuckles.
yeah, you just were like,
Have you not seen that video?
yeah,
It's incredible.
yeah.
Brad, put Kuma here. And Knuckles. Thank you. Leave them there for the rest of the video. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Thank you. I love it.
Great. Final word on Sonic Boom for me. There's so much bad. I feel bad for Red Giant Button. I feel real bad for you guys. I'm sorry. This is my thing about bad games. This is why I created the show. Objectively, Sonic Boom is bad. We can all agree to that. But the reality is that company that made Sonic Boom probably is going to go under based on the poor sales of Sonic Boom.
It's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
It's probably not their fault.
Right, and that's the saddest thing about the games industry for me. I'm sorry to get super real, but that's something that I actively get upset about. And that's why I try and see all aspects of the games we play on the show, because if the game's bad like Pepsi Man, it's bad like Pepsi Man. There's no excuse. But when the game almost had potential, or there were moments of good with a lot of bad, you really feel for the developer because you can sense their struggles in their process. And patch updates and day one installs can only fix so much. I know that everyone hates Assassin's Creed Unity for having such a poor launch, no multiplayer that was promised, anything like the co-op multiplayer that was promised. None of that stuff was included, and there was that whole situation with like the no face thing. I mean, you guys heard about Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah, I remember all the screenshots, yeah.
Right. The screenshots came out, everyone was like, oh my god, the game's not finished, but like that's because the game got leaked early. People were downloading the game without the day one patch, and the day one patch wasn't in there. So obviously, that's not supposed to happen unless you had the game early without updating it. So
Sure.
you sure as hell can bet that Ubisoft had to fire a lot of people, or the people go, and that's Ubisoft's fault. But it does suck for all those game developers and the people who worked their asses off on those games.
It's important to remember that behind every game, good or bad, there's a lot of people, real life people.
A lot of faces, a lot of families, a lot of babies that are being born that the parents aren't there for because they're working late nights.
We'll talk.
I mean, Al, and you can talk about the people. You used to game test. You game tested which game?
I QA'd Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Ah.
Yeah, and you were gone forever.
Yeah, the hours in just the testing portion, I mean, it's really insane. You start coming up to a deadline, especially on some of these really big, AAA title games, and it's just all hands on deck. It's
Right.
We'll feed you, just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even at that, though, even though they feed you, like, you worked 18-hour days, 20-hour days with no double pay or anything, just regular pay, right?
They did give you the double time and,
Oh, okay.
and all of that stuff. So that was good. But it was more of just like the entire, like, they really expect, because a lot of people do ride on these games coming out. A lot of people are just sitting there waiting for that release date of the game, that it's a lot of self-sacrifice from, hundreds of people to make sure that it's clean, it's good, it's the product they want to show you, that it just is what they want. And, I give props to anyone who does it.
Whether you're a one-man team, a four-man team, an eight-man team, or a company of 3,000 people working on one game.
Damn, you broke it. I thought you were going to keep doing multiples of 4. Come on.
All right. Let's gonna keep going. But my heart bleeds for you. I it's not your fault. I hope that you find a better job or a job that suits you, and you keep going. Because as much as you made one bad game, there's gonna be a game you make that's gonna change, the industry. And
It's called Sonic Retribution.
it's called Sonic Retribution.
The
Rise
Rise of the Shattered
Dimensions of Shadows. All right, that's it. That's it for me. That's it for all of us here. Don't forget, you can send your comments to us. Comments at thatonevideogamer.com.
Comets.
Comments.
Spell it.
COMETS at thatonevideogamer. We'll read your. Is it just questions? I think we're going to answer questions, right? That's the idea.
Sure.
We're going to answer your questions about previous podcast topics. That'll kind of make the podcast a little bit longer, a little more interactive. And by episode 3 next time, we should have comments ready to go to talk about the first one, talk about the second one, and all that fun stuff.
Great.
I've been Jirard. That's Al. That's Brett.
This is Akuma, and this is Knuckles.
And we'll see you guys next week for another episode of That One Video Galaxy podcast. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Here we go.
Synthesizer Patel.
Are we good? 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 Great. All right, here we go. Oh, what the bread?
I'm really sorry. I thought it was completely empty.
Just water just
I'm
flew
sorry.
out everywhere.
Keep it in there.
That's going in the outtakes.
That was Sonic Water.
Yeah.